You feel it the moment morning tilts toward possibility. Dream loud, chase fearlessly lands like a bell inside your chest, not as noise but as an invitation. Imagine it as a compass you can hear, a phrase that wakes something brave. You are the first listener. Say it out loud inside your bones. Dream loud, chase fearlessly. Let the words settle, find their weight and then their wings. This is the spark we keep returning to, the small flame that calls us together. Lean in. Let the thought stretch, because what follows is worth stepping into. Too often, your most vivid ideas live as whispers because the world taught you caution. Maybe you were told to be practical, or fear taught you silence, yet within you, a louder voice waits. Dream loud means honoring that voice. Chase fearlessly means walking toward edges with steady feet. This is not reckless abandon. It is a decision to prioritize what fires you up over what dims you down. Feel the difference. One step toward that truth, and your whisper begins to gather volume. Stay with that feeling, because it marks the passage from wish to action. You are not alone in this quiet uprising. There are others who have heard the same bell and chosen to answer. Maybe you see them in small acts. A friend who finally started a project, a neighbor who speaks their truth, a community that lifts each other. Dream loud is contagious. It travels on courage. Chase fearlessly means you are part of a current that carries the timid as well as the bold. Hold this vision close, because the road ahead asks for companionship as much as it asks for resolve. Walk toward it with me now. Fear is not an enemy to be banished, but a map to be read. You know the ache of imagining failure, of rehearsing what might go wrong until the dream folds in on itself. That ache can feel convincing, like truth. Yet when you name it, when you say aloud the thought that scares you, it shrinks a little and loses its power. Dream loud, chase fearlessly asks you to speak those fears, and then keep speaking the dream louder. Words disarm the shadows. Try it now. Whisper the fear, then shout the dream. Notice which voice grows bolder. Imagine someone you know, perhaps someone like you, who traded a steady job for the uncertainty of a calling. The world called them risky. They called themselves honest. They had nights of doubt and mornings of persistent joy. Their first small victory was not success measured by others, but by the courage to show up again. Every small choice to continue built a bridge across the unknown. This is the ordinary heroism of real people, and it is available to you. Let the ordinary be your teacher, because that is where fearless chasing grows. Dream loud, chase fearlessly becomes practice, not platitude. Start with rituals that ground you, a daily sentence that declares your intention, a small act that honors the dream, an accountability partner who will cheer and ask good questions. Break the mountain into footholds. One call, one email, one sketch. Celebrate the minor victories so you can see progress not as a distant shore, but as stepping stones under your feet. This is how noise becomes music and how courage becomes habit. Keep going. We are building momentum. There will be storms. You will face rejection, doubts from others, and the temptation to return to safety. Yet each resistance can be reframed as feedback, each no as a reroute rather than a dead end. Dream loud becomes your protest against the old limits. Chase fearlessly becomes your response to the tests. Remember that storms sound loudest in the night, and dawn is always nearer than it feels. Let the resistance sharpen your aim. Hold tight to the dream, because pressure reveals what you were always capable of holding. You belong to a chorus of people choosing to make noise for the sake of growth. Think of the musician practicing scales in early hours, the parent balancing work and passion, the neighbor who plants a garden in a vacant lot. Each story amplifies another. When you speak your dream, others hear permission to say theirs. We lift each other up simply by existing boldly. When one of us climbs, the view expands for everyone. Keep lending your voice. Your courage is contagious, and it changes the culture we share. Transform courage into routine, a morning sentence that anchors you, a tiny ritual before action, a visible reminder placed where you will see it. Dream loud, chase fearlessly becomes not only a banner, but a daily practice. Visual cue, brief journal entry, a weekly check-in with a friend. These are the tools that steady you. Over time, the practice rewires what you thought possible. Let these habits hold your hand as you step into wider spaces and celebrate how ordinary rituals can make extraordinary lives. Ask yourself what life asks of you when you choose this phrase as a North Star. Living loud is not about volume for attention. It is about clarity for impact. Chasing fearlessly is not the absence of fear, but the choice to move despite it. When you align your days with these ideas, everything changes. Commitments become clearer, relationships deepen, work finds meaning. You begin to measure success differently, by the distance you moved toward truth, rather than the applause around you. Hold that perspective close as you stand up again. This is an invitation to bring your story into our shared space. Tell us of the moment you spoke your dream, the time fear steadied into motion, the small ritual that got you out of bed. When you share, you make room for others to risk. When you listen, you deepen your courage. We are a community built of imperfect progress, where questions are welcomed and vulnerability is strength. Lean into that. Open your hands and your voice, and watch how the world responds when you choose to be seen. Dream. Your loudness brings clarity. Your fearless steps build the bridge. Carry this phrase like a key. Use it to unlock days when doubt feels louder than hope. If this message moved you, subscribe and join the chorus. Share this with a friend who needs permission to speak their dream. Comment below with how you interpret Dream Loud Chase fearlessly and what one small next step you will take today. This is our promise to each other, to listen, to encourage, and to keep moving together.